Hi guys, I got a really nice vision that I spent time with Jesus. It was amazing. So I am just letting you look at other things besides myself when I give you this message. I'm just enjoying myself over in this nice peaceful area with my poochie here. Sorry I don't have super good quality on the video when I turn the video around. But this message that it wasn't a message, sorry, it was a vision that I got with Jesus, so I'm going to get right to it. I was walking and all of a sudden, I was walking down a beach and all of a sudden I was walking down the beach with Jesus and the water was splashing up and I could see like droplets in the air and water droplets in the air, and they were just like floating all around us. It was amazing. The air was perfect, the temperature was perfect. It was just so peaceful walking down the beach, and it was so like a nice warm day. Just as I'm speaking, the wind started to pick up here too. So when I was walking, at first I was an adult, just like I am right now. And I was just walking with Jesus. We weren't talking or anything, and it was just so peaceful walking together down this beach. And he was wearing his white robes, and his hair was blowing back. He was wearing his sandals, just like, you know, the image that we have of him. And you know, I could feel this nice warm wind on my skin. The air was perfect, and I could feel like these water, like we were walking through these water droplets that were in the air, and the sun was really glistening off of the water, and it was just absolutely beautiful and amazing. So as I was walking, I started to turn younger, and I turned into about a 10-year-old, and I was getting shorter and smaller next to Jesus. And it's like when you become a younger, I've had other visions where I've been a child with Jesus, and when you're like that, you have your full brain as an adult, but you're more relaxed and more at ease, and you don't feel the stress of an adult. And so now I'm walking down the beach with Jesus, and I was holding his hand. We were holding hands, and we were swinging our hands back and forth and kind of skipping, going down the beach. So I was feeling like a child, but I remember everything as if I was an adult in my mind. And then he swung me around and put me on his back as if you were like going horseback riding, you know, like how you put somebody on your back. And so he was carrying me on his back now. Then we stopped, and he took me off his back, and we sat on the beach for a while. And we sat across from each other, like with our legs crossed, you know, you know how you cross your legs, and we're sitting across from each other. And and the whole time we weren't talking. It was just enjoying each other's company. He had a pad of paper and a pen, and he started to write down stuff. And I was like a kid. Remember, I was like a 10-year-old, so I was trying to peek over. And I was trying to peek over what he was writing. And all he did, without saying any words, is he tapped me on the top of my head and kind of pushed me back down, like to say, have patience, you know? So I sat back down, and I was so anxious to see what he was writing, and I did it a couple of times, and he kept pushing my head down just gently, like to sit back down. And I was so curious what he was writing. And then he handed me, when he was done writing, he handed me the notepad, and it said, "You are so loving and kind and caring. You have a heart like me, and I am so grateful." I was so happy to read this. In the vision, I was, like I said, a young girl, like around a 10-year-old. But you have the mind of an adult, what you have right now, so you can comprehend everything and you can read and everything. It's just that you're more easygoing and relaxed, and you don't have the stress like an adult. You're more carefree like a child. So, you know, it really touched my heart, and I was very emotional, and tears were coming out of my eyes when I read that, and it meant so much to me, what Jesus wrote to me. And then he picked me up. Well, when he was picking me up, I turned into even a smaller child. I turned into maybe a 5 to 7-year-old, and he put me up on his shoulders. And I was smaller and younger, and, you know, obviously not as heavy for Jesus to put a larger child on his shoulders, but I was like about a 5 to 7-year-old. And and I was up on his shoulders, and I was riding on his shoulders, and I was so happy. And I put my head on his head. I put my chin on his head, and his hair was blowing back against me. And his hair, I remember it was so soft and silky, and I was just so relaxed sitting on his shoulders and resting my chin on his head while we were walking. And then and we continued walking down the beach. And then I turned into a little bit younger. I turned into maybe like a 2-year-old, and he started to carry me on his hip now. And we were still walking down the beach. It was, I remember it was so nurturing and loving, the way that he was holding me, like he was just holding me on his hip, you know, like you would like a little child, like your 2-year-old. And he had so much love for me. I just remember how much love he had for me, like a parent. I'm a parent, and I remember carrying my kids on my hip, and you know, carrying your kids around on your back and everything, and you know, it's so nurturing. And then we stopped, and we sat on the warm sand, and now I was sitting on his lap, and he was holding me in his arms, and I had my arms up around his neck, and I was nestling my head into his neck, and it was so comforting. And you know, I was like a baby in his arms, and it was incredible. I felt so weightless and comfortable, and there was just so much love, and so it was so nurturing. And I felt like he was my everything, and I was depending on him for everything, like he was my caregiver, my best friend, my keeper, the one who loved me the most, and I loved him the most. And he held me for a while, like close in his arms. And it was the most affectionate and loving experience. That, you know, I was like a child in need of so much love and affection, but yet I had the adult brain to know what was going on. And the whole time during this experience, neither one of us spoke, and it was just amazing to have this kind of communication just through emotions. It was pure emotions, and like the whole visit. And that was it for the vision. And when the vision ended, I'm telling you, I was so lonely. I missed him immediately, and I didn't want him to go. And the experience left me longing to be with him again. Like, it was so strong, and there was just so much love there. I didn't want it to end. I didn't want Jesus to leave. And I am filled with so much love, guys, and that is just the tidbit of what Jesus has waiting for us. And I am just so honored and so grateful to have experienced that. It was the most a beautiful experience, and he loves us so much. He cares about us so much, and he looks at us like we are his little children. I was a child in his arms. Amazing, amazing. And it's so weird to think, because we're in our adult bodies, how can we be a little child? I don't know how the transformation happens, but we are truly children to God. We are just little children. He loves us so much, guys, and I sure love him so much. I love you, Jesus. I just love you so much. Thank you for that experience. Thank you for letting me share this with my brothers and sisters, my wonderful, beautiful family in Christ. And guys, we have a lot waiting for us. Don't give up hope. There's a lot of bad going on in the world, but Jesus is coming soon, guys. I mean, so soon. The urgency is in my heart, so strong. I know we don't have much longer to go. I know everybody has different opinions and views when Jesus is coming, but I truly believe it is extremely soon. Be ready for Christ. Be ready for God. Get yourself ready. You know, walk in the footsteps of Jesus as much as possible, guys. We got to leave the sin behind and walk in the personality traits of Jesus. I love you so much, guys. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please share it with anybody that needs some uplifting, who needs to hear about Jesus. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon on another video. Bye for now.